With my wrists, elbows, and shoulders all in a straight line, and my hips directly over my knees, I'm going to contract my core, keeping it nice and tight. Extend opposite arm and opposite leg out, keeping a nice straight back that I could keep a glass of water on my back. Here I'm touching my elbow to my knee, still trying to keep that nice straight tabletop. Hips are facing the floor. Full contraction in my belly. Lying on the floor with your knees at 90 and your arms straight out in front, press your low back into the floor as you extend opposite arm and opposite leg. Make them slow and deliberate. Here we are holding it for 10 seconds in the bottom. That leg is hovering and the arm is hovering. They don't touch the ground. Start lying on the floor with your shoulders down and back, palms facing up, heels into the ground and close to your bottom. You're going to initiate this move by squeezing your glutes. Keep your ribs tucked in, and on the way down, bring it slowly down vertebrae by vertebrae. To increase intensity, you can lift a leg and do the same. Be sure not to let those ribs pop, and let this movement come from your glutes, so from your bottom. Hinging at the hips with a nice straight back, straight legs, and straight arms, walk yourself out to the push-up position with shoulders, elbows, and wrists all in a line. Perform a push-up and walk yourself back with straight arms, straight legs, and straight back. An alternative for the push-up is that you can lower yourself down and on the way up, use your knees, or if that's not available, just do the whole push-up from your knees. Come back up and walk yourself back. Stand a foot's width away from the wall in a shoulder width stance. Bring your shoulders down and back, ribs over top of pelvis, core engaged. Bring your arms up on the wall above you, keeping them straight. Send your hips back. Push those knees out to avoid them from collapsing in. To make this more difficult, you can slowly become closer and closer to the wall. Press your low back into the floor. You can do this by tucking your hips and bringing your rib cage down. Extend your arms and legs up with full body tension. Core's on nice and tight, squeezing the legs together. Toes are pointed, hands are pointed. You're going to slowly lower them down to the ground. Only go as far as you can until you start to feel that low back lift off the ground. Hold it where your low back is touching with full body tension. Take your resistance band and wrap it around a post. Loop it back through. This post can be the supporting post in your basement, the rungs of your stairs, or at the park. With your feet narrower than hip width apart, your shoulders down and back, your ribs over pelvis. Clasp your hands together, starting at your sternum. Inhale, and as you exhale, press out. Hold for 3 seconds, maintaining that core stability and hips facing forward, and slowly bring it back in. To increase the difficulty, you can step further away from the post. In a plank position, with your wrists, elbows, and shoulders in a straight line, in a nice tabletop plank, bring your knee into your elbow. Hold for 2 seconds and switch legs. Be sure to keep a nice straight tabletop. Assume a push-up position on your hands and toes. Shoulders, elbows, and wrists in a straight line. Brace your core. Squeeze your glutes. Make your body a tabletop. If you have shoulder injuries, you can come down to your forearm.